Howdy, folks. I'm easygoing early star of Bethlehem, eagerly enjoying evening events.
I'm Amber.
And here are more evening events for us to enjoy, like a live stream later today. Let's get started. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Telling My Fiance That I Don't Want to Take Care of Her Kids? I've been with my fiance, Tina, for 9 years now. We are both 34. She has two sons with her ex from high school. One is 14 and the other is 12. Both are good kids. I've always been there for them with zero issues. Tina has always provided for the kids financially and hardly asked me for anything. We always covered the bills 50-50, and I always covered her kids financially when she couldn't, which wasn't very often, with no problems. Likewise, if I was ever short on money, she would send me far more than I actually needed and refuse to let me pay her back. Money was never an issue. The issue is time. Well, she just gave birth to a baby 8 months ago. A perfect baby girl who is the absolute apple of my eye. I don't know how I could love her this much. The problem is that it's grown increasingly obvious that I just want to spend time with my daughter. I'm barely home as it is. I work 6 days a week. Tina works from home. When I am home, I literally just want to hang out with my daughter because I'm barely able to. I go to work at about 5 a.m. and I don't get home until about 4:30 to 5 p.m. I only get 4-ish hours to hang out in a day. I just want to scoop up my daughter and just hang out with her. That's it. That's all I want. I'm already missing so much. But Tina's two sons every single day are asking me as soon as I get home to hang out with them, to go play pass with them, to go to the park with them, to go swimming or fishing or whatever else. And I keep getting irritated because dividing my time and not spending that time with my daughter is physically paining me. Well, Tina asked me last night what was going on because she said that she can no longer ignore the fact that I'm acting like I hate her sons. I told her that I don't hate them at all. I actually love them a lot, but I can't ignore the fact that I truly have zero desire to divide my time between them and our daughter, considering our daughter is growing like a weed and that I'm already missing everything. She looked extremely hurt and said that her sons keep asking why I don't like them anymore, and she asked if I would smooth things over with them. I told her that I would eventually talk to them, but right now would be nice if she could just explain to them that I'm trying to be a dad. She said, yeah, well, you seem to be forgetting that you played dad for 9 years before you had a baby. And now you're pushing them away like last week's garbage. She was getting snippy with me and visibly irritated at this point. So I just snapped and I said, I don't want to take care of your kids right now. She starts crying and walks away. I tried apologizing later, but she wouldn't speak to me. I tried hugging her, and she asked me not to touch her. She slept in the nursery. I went to work this morning, and I just got home, and they are gone. Most of their stuff is gone. There was a note on the table saying that I will not jeopardize my older kids' mental health for the sake of your feelings. I will bring our daughter by to see you once a day and give you time with her, and then leave again. We can work out custody agreements later on when she's no longer breastfed. I wish you the best. I'm gutted. I called my buddy just to vent or cry or whatever, and he said, well, isn't this what you wanted? Now you get time with your kid without distractions from your kids that aren't yours. I don't know how to feel. I didn't mean that I wanted them to leave, and I definitely didn't want to imply that I didn't love them anymore. She won't speak to me. Said, I will not be answering your texts unless they are about our daughter, and has not returned my numerous phone calls to try and fix this. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
Yes, major jerk. You already were a dad, OP, and you decided to just throw away two kids who are relying on you now that you have your biological child. I understand babies grow up quickly, but people figure out how to balance having three kids all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for OP in the respect that they didn't have a lot of time to spend with their family. And I can understand OP feeling like they're missing out on important milestones and that feeling of, hurt arising from it, right? But it also sounds like OP is neglecting two kids who consider him a dad, right?
Yeah, well, in the whole way he talks about it, tell them that I'm being a dad. Like, what
Yeah,
what do you call what you did with them all these
yeah,
years?
yeah. And the thing is that kids need nurturing and they need adult figures, and it must be awfully. I mean, think OP should really put themselves in their son's shoes, right? how would they feel if a person who was their father for a long time just started ignoring them out of the blue,
Hmm.
right? And he doesn't seem to consider things from that point of view or that perspective.
Right, he just sees them as distractions. And it's
Yeah.
like, it sounds like he actually did a very good job being an involved father for 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, he's just like, no, we're not hanging out anymore. I've got this baby who's got my DNA. She's all that matters in the world to me. You, bye bye.
Yeah. And I know if he's like, oh, this would just be until such and such time, but that time is probably going to be for 18 years, right? And that's really where this seems like it's going.
Right.
And I think OP's appropriate response to the situation should have been, oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't realize that they got this impression that I don't like them. I really do love them. I'll try to do a better job at spending more time with them, right?
Right. That's the only reasonable reaction to this is to realize you messed up. But instead OP doubled down and was like, nah, I don't want anything to do with them. I got the baby.
Yeah, because if OP truly loved the kids like he says he did, wouldn't he be gutted to know that they felt like he hated them and didn't want to
Right.
spend time with them?
Right. I can't imagine hearing that and like not feeling, oh my goodness, this person thinks I hate them. Like
Yeah.
I need to fix this ASAP.
Yeah. So I think that OP, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And that's really what this moral boils down to.
And I think OP should go into individual therapy ASAP to start working through these feelings before he hurts them even more.
Yeah. So it's a sad situation. I mean, it's probably too late for this relationship at this point in time. It sounds like the wife has really made up their minds.
Understandably so. Like she has to put her children first, all
Yeah.
three of them. She
Yeah.
can't just wait for OP to come to his senses.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Saying No to My Sister and Her Family Staying With Us After a House Fire? My sister and her family lost their family home in a house fire 3 weeks ago. It happened in the middle of the night, and initially they stayed with their parents on the first night. But our parents have a one-bedroom house, and space was not optimal for that. So they asked if they could stay with me and my wife and our kids. We said no. We said no mostly for the one reason, but kind of two. For about 2.5 to 3 years now, my sister has been so tough on my wife when it comes to the way we feed our kids. She focuses on my wife far more than me, but it does come back to on me as well. We don't keep sugar or junk food from the kids. We don't deprive them of that. We simply keep things balanced. We make veggie pancakes, we make healthier pizzas, we allow snacks like chocolate, ice cream, or cake. We offer our kids sauces, and not all of them are homemade, but some are. My sister is so judgmental about it. She didn't let any of her kids have any kind of junk snack until they reach school, and they can only eat something like chocolate at birthday parties, and they limited the number of those that they can attend in close proximity so they don't get days of junk food in a week or more than 3 days of junk food in a month. My sister or her husband will also stay at these parties, even ones where the 10-year-old is invited to make sure that they go for a salad over the pizza if they have chips and candy. My sister acts like our kids eating chocolate treats or a few chips is the end of the world. She was especially horrified to find out that we gave our kids fries with tacos one night, and that another night we gave them chicken bites with potato cakes and not plain chicken once the potato cakes were involved. Veggies were included both times, but this idea of two less clean foods horrified her. My sister-in-law, wife's sister, is a pediatric dietitian, and she loves the way we feed our kids. She also told my sister that once, and my sister was horrified by my sister-in-law's profession. This has become such a problem that it's becoming my sister's disrespecting my wife, so we see her far less. I don't like that, we used to be close, but I won't allow her to dump all over my wife over a difference in how we see things. Oh, and she also doesn't like that our kids get bread with soup. So when my sister asked me if they could stay with us, I said no. She told me that she really wanted to stay with the family instead of going to some hotel or strange rental, and I told her they would all be happier there when she would be so bothered by the food that my wife and I feed our kids. But I also wasn't going to let her stay and disrespect my wife in our home. My sister has been furious with me since then. She told me that I took things way too far. I told her that it's been going that way for almost 3 years now. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I mean, it's one thing to have opinions, it's another thing to completely ridicule repeatedly another person.
Yeah.
It's fine to have difference of opinions about what the best thing to feed kids are. For the record, it sounds like Opie and his wife are probably doing a great job of it. Completely depriving kids of treats only sets them up to desire them even more and helps create unhealthy eating patterns. But, it's fine if Opie's sister isn't on the same page, but to continually ridicule him and especially his wife, hounding them, like, you should feel safe and comfortable in your own home, and so should your kids. And
Yeah.
having her there, monitoring everything they eat is not good for anyone.
No, and I mean, I think that's really what it boils down to. I think that this is going to create a lot of stress in their household. It's going to create a lot of stress in the kids, and it may even create things like eating disorders and stuff like that. And I think that's should be considered by OP as well, as like, is this going to push their kids into some unhealthy eating habits, right? So I think that there are certainly harmful aspects of what the sister is doing, and the bullying and the dumping on OP's wife is certainly like not a good thing either. And it's really she kind of brought this on herself. I'm not saying the house fire,
No.
but the fact that OP has gone low contact with her. If she were less judgmental about their eating habits, then maybe they could have her in their house without worrying about the mental health or the mental toll on everyone else in the household.
Yeah, but you don't have to you don't have to host people who disrespect you or your partner
Yeah.
or your children.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Yellow Belly Blue Jay says, not a jerk, good for you for standing up for your wife and kids. She would give your kids eating disorders if she lived with you. And OP replies, I can only imagine how awful she would be to my sister-in-law when she visits as well, because my wife and her sister are very close and she's at our house a lot. My sister has already made disparaging comments to sister-in-law regarding her job and her views and advice. And Claire Ox says, what can you possibly disparage about a pediatric dietitian? And OP replies, she doesn't believe that she's fit to be in the role when she doesn't condemn giving kids candy and other junky foods. Also, the fact that she thought that we were doing a great job with our kids. My sister was horrified by that. She believes that she should be anti-sugar, anti-salt, and anti-not clean foods. And she B123 says, not the jerk, she messed around and found out the hard way. Why doesn't she say anything to you about how the kids are fed? You were also a parent. She went too far and wouldn't stop, so you removed yourself from her presence. She did this to herself. And OP replies, that was something that I asked her and I didn't get an answer from. It's frustrating because we both feed the kids, yet she acts like my wife is the sole parent.
Yeah, it could just be a classic case of assuming that women are the default parent, and so the wife is more to blame.
Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Why did the elephant have a lousy vacation?
Well, the elephant had a lousy vacation because it painted its toenails red to hide in a cherry tree to play a game of hide and seek. But the game of hide and seek went on for far too long because nobody found the elephant hiding in the cherry tree.
The airline lost his trunk.
Well, that would be painful. And I have Earl Grey. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy fantastic Friday, live stream Friday. Look what day it is. If you want to catch the live stream, make sure to check us out later today. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, have it an old adage.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!
Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday, folks. I hope your week has it's not off to a good start. It's off to the end.